What's up, my reality royals? It's official. The official Baddies trailer has dropped, and I'm so excited because I am tired of looking at those short behind teasers. And so we got it, and it's good. So it starts off with Natalie introducing herself as normal and saying that they're going to be stopping in Washington, D.C., New York, Detroit, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, and Houston. I believe that's all of them. I'm not sure. So they're on their little tour around the USA and they're getting it popping. The first scene starts off with Natalie sitting down with DTB. It looks like they're squashing their beef. They're both saying that is this over? Is it done with? Natalie is like, if I wanted to been do something, I would have been did it by now again. And right as they're standing up and it seems like they about to shake hands, DTB sneaks Natalie with her purse. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. So it looks like DTB and Natalie is going to be beefing again this season. Again. And then the next scene, you have Rolly, Summer, and Scotty talking on the balcony. And it seems like Rolly is asking Summer about what may be the rumors of her saying that Lex ate her pie. All right, whatever. So Summer is pretty much saying it may have happened once or twice. I'll be drunk. But then something weird happened. She kind of pointed at Scotty and was like, I be the drunkest bitch. And Scotty started covering up her face, blushing. I don't know. It's something real weird with the whole lesbian, not lesbian. I'm not a lesbian, so I don't speak on it. However, Summer confirmed on her side that it may have happened once or twice. And then next we got Cold Killer Ho, and Sapphire. And Cold Killer is like, what we gotta fight? I wanna fight Suki. What's Suki at? Bring her out. Whatever. And Sapphire is pretty much like, well, she ain't coming back. And they went to the next scene. So we gotta wait for more for that. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel because do we really need Cold Killer and Sapphire to beef? It just seems so unorganic, but in my opinion, all of Sapphire beats seem unorganic. And then we got some of the girls sitting down with Scotty, asking her, "Oh, I thought she was your best friend." And Scotty's like, "Oh, she just don't like me." So I'm just gonna assume that they're gonna dabble on her and Natalie's frenemyship again. I'm not sure. That's also a subject that I'm tired of hearing about. It honestly gives Natalie's just not a good friend. Scotty, that ain't your friend no more. Keep it pushing. But I don't know. I don't know these people. Next. And then we have Rolly sitting down with Big Legs, and Big Legs is explaining, I never put my mouth on nobody. I never ate nobody. I never did this, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not going to say she didn't. And girl, when I tell you, Rolly is sitting there looking like, mm-hmm. I heard you two moaning in the damn room through the walls. The walls be thin. So, anyways, she is denying the fact that she ever had any. She didn't put her mouth on Summer. Summer may have put her mouth on her. It's given. It doesn't matter who put their mouth on who. If one of you did each other, then y'all had sex, and that's just what it is. I honestly think Lex didn't want this to get out because she has a girlfriend. I'm not sure if her and her girlfriend broke up because when she got into the argument with Tommy on live, she used the word had. I had a girlfriend. I'm not sure if she was saying I had a girlfriend as in I had a girlfriend to the right now this day, or if she was just speaking because at the time of the incident that they were speaking of, she had a girlfriend. So I'm not sure. I again, I'm not a lesbian and I don't speak on that. But it's giving y'all scissored. Next. The next scene, we see a little tension between Mariah Lynn and Sapphire. Mariah Lynn is trying to explain for the thousandth time why she's angry, and Sapphire looks like she's over it. Next. Then we have Tommy and Biggie arguing in the store about some foolishness, about being on time, or telling me to be on time, or making sure that I'm on time. I don't know. I'm out of time. Next. Then we have Tinkerbella playing around with Kay Rican's wig. I swear, Tinkerbella is so comical sometimes. She should be a comedian. Next, we have Anna Mac arguing with Summer again for the thousandth time, and Summer getting cold cocked in the face with whatever Anna Mac had in her hand. Then we double back and we're back at Biggie and Tommy again. And this is the scene where all of the recent drama has stemmed from, when Biggie and Tommy is arguing, and I guess Biggie is finally fed up and she mushes Tommy in the face. And I guess they get active. I'm not really sure. We're gonna see if that's get active. I think it's too soon to make my determination. I don't want to be like, oh, that got in the field, and then when we watch the actual scene, it doesn't even seem like that. All right, in the next clip, we have DJ Sky getting battered and abused by Christian Rock for whatever reason, and she gets hit in the face with something. I just don't understand why DJ Scott is there. Like, is she a baddie or is she the DJ? Because every time she comes, they're like, she's not Cash, she's DJ, but she's always getting beat up by people. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of DJ Sky, so I'm a little biased. However, she gets hit in the face with whatever Krishan has in her hand. The next few fights come really fast, so I'm just going to start naming them off. We got Sukiyana versus Gretch, Scotty confronting Natalie and Natalie storming off, the Malone sisters, Nunu versus what looks like Sapphire. I couldn't really tell, but based off of the body type, I just assumed it was Sapphire, but it's definitely Nunu. Rolly versus Daisy from Baddies Gone Wild. I really think they probably should have that be more than just a scene, because I'm really interested to see deep into the beef. But Rolly versus Daisy, Gretch versus Sapphire and Suki, or maybe just Sapphire was standing in between them. And now that I'm looking at Sapphire's hair, I'm not sure who Nunu was fighting. Whoever it was, body was tea. Nunu versus Fauna. Nunu don't look like she might can't catch a break this season. I'm not sure. We're gonna see. K Rican versus Tinkerbella. And since they have on the same clothes, I'm just gonna say this is the same scene from when Tinkerbella had her wig. So we already know K Rican. Never mind. Moving on. Tommy versus Tavy. Tommy don't seem like she can't catch a break this season. Did Tommy like forget how to fight it or something? I'm not really sure. But Tommy used to beat people up on them other shows. She ain't really messing with the baddies. Maybe they just not scared of her anymore. Summer versus Anna Mag. They're arguing, but of course Mariah Lynn is trying to sneak one in good old Mariah Lynn fashion. I swear that clear girl gets on my last nerve. Next. Okay, and this is interesting because in this next scene, we have Natalie confronting Fauna about picking a side. And Fauna's like, I ain't never picked a side. Like, I ain't never been on nobody's side. So let's really clock that, because on Baddies Africa, I feel like Fauna was very consistent with clocking Natalie's teeth. Fauna constantly called Natalie out for not being on their side, for not messing with them the long way, for not treating them the same way that she treats the big three. And Natalie always chalked it up to her being busy, her not being able to like build a relationship with them as much, when the fact of the matter is Natalie wants somebody to fight for her, how those girls be fighting for Jocelyn, and those girls ain't with it, and Natalie be having a problem with that. And that kind of moves on to my next point, because then we have, after Fauna says what she says, we have Fauna and Tavy. And Tavy, come on, you already said what you said after the reunion aired about, oh, if it's my friend, I'm going to help my friend. Natalie is not your friend. She is your boss. So I already see that Tavy's now a minion for Natalie, because she said she gave her 10K for the child school, whatever, whatever. Like, girl, nonetheless, you know, it is what it is. You got Fauna and you got Tavy. And based on this little clip right here, because they were arguing, and then in a little clip, a little short clip, Fauna's face changed. And you know, last season they said her breath, Tavy breath was stinking wanking. And from this look on her face, baby, she looked like she was contemplating just stopping the whole argument. Like, quit playing with a girl. Get out of girl face. Next, we got Anna Mag bopping DJ Sky in the face. DJ Sky don't, I said it again. DJ Sky, she just can't catch a break. Po thing. And based off how everybody was looking all shocked and crazy, I don't know. She might have got her good. Then we got DJ Sky sitting down like, why we just can't all get along? We should be baddies. And Sukiana looking like, girl, please. And Krishan looking like, yeah, girl, bye. I'm sorry. We could be friends again. Then next scene, we have Big Legs looking like, just like that picture of Lil Fizz that they said she looked like. I'm sorry. Arguing with Summer and Dolly over there looking like, I can't take it no more. I don't want to be friends no more. We got Tavy over there looking like, why every time Big Legs is like arguing, fighting, or expressing herself, they always catch Tavy looking crazy. I don't know. Last season when they kept calling her Trick Daddy, I like Tavy. And I think she's a beautiful girl. But she looked like Trick Daddy in a wig right here. I'm sorry. Moving on. Next. Then we have the little tea that I've been wanting to know. We have Scotty sitting down with Roly, Krishan, Sapphire, DJ Sky, and Tommy. And she is telling them something. And they don't look like super shocked, but Sapphire is fanning her face. And Krishan makes this statement like, okay, well, you're just going to be drinking water like me. And she picks up the water. So you already know it's speculated that Scotty's pregnant. And so this may be the scene where Scotty is saying that she's pregnant. And maybe the scene where she's saying she's bloated. Who knows? The next scene, we have the Malone sisters. We have Krishan and Taseki. They're pushing off of each other. Taseki's like, leave me alone. You're faking. And Krishan is throwing a tantrum, because it's big sister, little sister. And she's trying to express herself. And she runs and she grabs her sister like, I'm not faking. I'm not faking. You know, this is kind of sad to see because for a long time we wanted to see them on the TV screen together, but I think the majority of us wanted to see them as a force together. I don't ever want to see anyone beef with their sister on national TV like this. And so we all know that their family goes through a lot. We all know that Krishan be going through a lot. She expresses herself on the internet daily, hourly, every second. And I just feel like a lot of this is a cry for help. And this scene was kind of sad. I know she's a good actress, but nonetheless, she grabs her sister and says, I'm not faking, bro. And it cuts to the next scene. Next, we have Bree and Low London, some of the older baddies, going at it. And Bree wants to fight. Low London is standing behind security, looking cute behind security, saying, I'm not fighting no dirty ass, barefoot ass, trashy ass, trailer park trash ass, girl who rolled through the mud in the grass with and ass. Okay, she didn't say all that. She just said the girl was barefooted and she wasn't fighting nobody barefooted. I don't know what they got to do with the price of tea in China, but they get to scrapping up. A little tussle occurs. Somebody jumps in. Miss Cat jumps up and said, ain't nobody jumping. We don't care about all that. And it goes to the next scene. In the next scene, we have the Malone sisters talking to each other again. And you got Summer butting in and saying, but that's your sister. And then you got Taseki saying, yeah, Summer. And that's my sister. And that's why you need to shut the up. And then she pops Summer in her mouth as she should. Then we have Cold Killer squaring up with Tinkerbella. We have Anna Matt squaring up with Gretchen. We got Roly squaring up with Smiley, something that none of us needs. In good Smiley fashion, she has a seizure that needs to call the medic. I just don't understand why Smiley just keep putting herself through this. Jeez. In the next scene, you got Nunu squaring up with Tavy, and I'm not gonna lie, it looked like Tavy tore through Nunu. I think Nunu said, this season, she's not leaving nothing on the table. She's squaring up with everybody. Y'all not going to keep leaving her on the outs. You hear me? But it looked like Tavy took her through that. Now, this is the scene that I've been waiting for. You got Summer walking up, Sapphire backing up because she already know what it's going to be. Lex looking crazy. And Summer like, how dirty is the D gonna get? Oh, I like that line. I'm not gonna lie. And then you got, what this is, Michael Myers, start pulverizing her. Let me tell you something, girl. I don't know why Summer decided to fall out with her friends and her friends could fight, but she did. And she got beat up for it. And I liked every minute of the little scene that I saw. So we're going to see the big three fall out. And I remember when it first happened, they said that Summer beat up Michael Myers. So we got to see. Maybe that was just a little clip. Maybe she was getting with her at first. Maybe Summer learned a little something, something. You know, maybe it's because she in her city. They tell her, you better not get beat up. I don't know. We're going to see. The next scene we have Sukiana versus Gretch. This is the club scene when they were on stage and she mace with the bear mace. So she pulls out the bear mace. Everybody choking, everybody coughing. Shamar's there. All right, big Marco. But she got Gretch good with the bear mace. I honestly think that was a little foul. I feel like because that put more than just Gretch in danger. But we'll see. We know Zeus Network don't be caring. Tommy pulled out a whole BB gun. They thought it was a gun, and they didn't do anything about it. So next. On the next scene, we have DTB versus Biggie. I don't know why they're arguing, but in the scene, they get to fighting, and it looks like DTB drops Biggie. I don't know if she tripped, fell, but it looks like she drops Biggie. We all know Biggie can't fight. So in the next scene, we got Tavy versus Bad Dolly again. I'm so sick of Tavy. I want Tavy to find new people to fight. I know she fought a couple new people in the scene, but I don't want to see her fight Bad Dolly or Lex anymore. So we got them two versus each other. Then we have Cold Killer versus Dolly. Like I said, all these old fights are getting old. In the next scene, we have Biggie walking in looking so beautiful, and then all of a sudden she gets mopped with a Louis Vuitton bag. I just was like, oh man, what's going on? Who is hitting Biggie upside the head with a Louis Vuitton bag? Does it feel better because it's designer? I don't know, but all hell breaks loose, and it looks like they have like a little mini riot in the club. And I'm assuming that's when Tommy Tom girls came and snuck Biggie and they had to fall out. In the next scene, we have Summer and Lex fighting, and Lex tore through Summer so bad. Her face looked so bad. I don't know how many times Summer needs to get her face rearranged, but if I had braces and my mouth got rearranged that many times, I would learn how to be quiet. But nonetheless, Summer stood up and Summer was still popping her big one. I said, she like to energize a bunny. She just keeps going and going and going and going. Like, it's impossible to beat her just because she's just gonna keep going and going. Even Taseki had to say, Summer, stop. Like, we don't want to see you keep getting pulverized. Just be quiet. Everybody sitting there with their mouth wide open. And if I had to count every time I see Lex with her mouth wide open, I probably have $1 million. I'm gonna start counting this season how many times Lex had her mouth wide open. In the next scene, we have Tinkerbella and Bad Dolly on the bus fighting. And it looks like Bad Dolly may have like ran up on Tinkerbella. I can't really tell. However, they get to tussling and they falls out of the out of the tour bus. And for some reason, Bad Dolly ends up on her back and Tinkerbella's on the top. Bad Dolly, I'm just so sick of her. I'm just so sick of her. In the next scene, we got Tavy versus DTB. I don't know because DTB looking like she all afflicted, like she can't fight. So I don't really know how that's gonna go. I'm honestly tired of Tavy fighting. Then we have Taseki beating up on Summer. Summer was fighting back though a little bit as much as she could. And then we just got snippets of all of the fights that we already went through. So that was it. Tell me what you think. I think this is going to be one of the best seasons yet, just because they have all of the people from all of the seasons collaborating and beefing, and it's just a lot of different dramas. So it's making it kind of fresh, but it's still grounded in things that we already know at the same time. So I'm really excited for this season. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, hit that like button, give me a subscribe if you want more. I'll see y'all later.